And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Victoria 3 as EIC India, Dominion India, however you want to think about it. So presented before us right now, we've got a couple civil wars on the potential to break out here. We got the Indian National Movement, and we got the All Indian Muslim League. The Muslim League here, we need to calm down to heal the communal divides. But at the moment it isn't actually at risk of breaking into civil war. The Indian National Movement is at risk of breaking into civil war. The solution here is probably pass protected free speech real quickly. If we can pass that, that's a thing this movement will like. That'll calm their activism down. It will help with various things. Hopefully help with our current ongoing problems. That won't piss these guys off, which is the important thing there. If we need to calm these guys down, we could start swinging towards caste system codified. That would probably calm them down. And to get the communal guides done, I need to get both of these movements below 25% nationalist movement activism. So this guy's at 100. That's a problem. This one is at 81. That's a problem. Although this one's predicted to drift down, this one is actually predicted to drift up. We don't dispute. So the solution we got to do right now is I need to come to censorship. It is time to end the censorship. We got apparently 100 spent to it here. Yeah, because of the supporting movements and those groups endorsing it. So we're going protected speech. And we're going to let some time flow. There we go. So that calms down the first of the rebellious groups. We will probably need to do something to calm the other one down. Although the other one's actually predicted to reach the point where it's going to go and hide itself, which is good. There are a couple other ways I can work to calm these groups down. We are getting political movement activism from law enforcement, so we could raise a law enforcement. We could probably, once we have that law passed, go for guaranteed liberties, which directly provides home affairs. Okay, I suppose this isn't necessarily going to help with what we want. This is... Well, this will help with the loyalist generation. I'm thinking about something that we could get off of secret police, which I don't think you can do with protected speech. Which is activism. Maybe if you did protected or did secret police earlier, that would work as the solution. 4 in the sea of anger. I'd rather piss all the officers off. There's fewer officers than there are servicemen. And yeah, engines... At least off what we can build right now, engines are probably the highest priority. Although, am I supplying all the... I am the entire supply of telephones in the market. Okay. So we could eventually make telephones as well. That would work. Oh, and... Okay, we haven't fixed the communal divides. Factions are still too grumpy. But we have at least got open resistance to go away. Let's start moving up law enforcement. I'll probably get a little more bureaucracy, and we'll try to go full law enforcement. It'll be minus 25% additional. Because again, we need to get the activism on these movements below 25 before we push for independence, or we'll basically have a civil war over who gets to be the leading political side in the independent India. Yeah, protected speech is really easy to do. Our way or no way. Oh, that's not good. This is going to make more political activism, yeah. So I can piss both off, one off, or the other one off. Either way, we're getting more activism. And widespread mob violence for a period of time. Okay. We're going to go with that option. That's because I think it's probably going to be easier to calm that group down to get the thing cleared. Okay, that's the All Indian Muslim, All India Muslim League back, over 75%. Again, I think this is the easier one probably to calm down. Oh, you want political questions amendment removed on affirmative action? We'll see if we can do that. But yeah, we can partially boost this opinion here by moving towards caste system, even if it's only temporarily to calm them down, because we just need to get both below 25%. Okay, there we go. So the Indian National Movement is at 26, technically drifting up to 27, although we do have a timed modifier here that should be timing down over time. Martyrs of India. So they should be calming down. And then I guess all the sort of religious groups actually want the caste system. So temporarily giving into them on the caste system might help calm the situation down. And I think Home Affairs, yeah, we're locked into guaranteed liberties, or guaranteed liberties. Which might be something we want at some point. It's not what we want really right now to solve the problem. Oh, I can't repeal you. We will have opposition here from people in government mostly, although they might be negotiable with. And if the point of this is to try just to calm those groups down, and not necessarily to solve the problem, but to delay the problem. Oh, and I think I am allowed to go towards voting. Yeah, I'm now allowed to try to swap to voting. We might still give up and try this. Oh, that's probably only give us. It'll be like plus 50. Well, reduce 50, right? So it'll bring us down to like 33. You might actually remove the plus 20 here. Let's attempt it. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to succeed in passing the law, but that should calm them down. Yeah. All groups are non-insurrectionary. All groups need to be below 25% activism, which is not the case. You got the Old Muslim League, which is now at 42. And the Protestant Oh, I think I can ignore that one. And then you're at 25. Yeah. I think, is that coming from Liberty Desire? Although, we're definitely in a situation where I don't necessarily want to lower Liberty Desire, right? Oh, and in fact, it actually is trending down at the moment. I'm being invaded. I'm being invaded because the British don't know how to fight their own war. Oh, no, the Russians don't know how to fight their own war. This is the war that apparently does not involve the British. Okay, better production of steel mills. Throw the book. Sure. Again, I don't necessarily feel the need necessarily actually get code system passed. Because our goal here is actually to get these groups pacified. Dominion India, which is coming from police coordination, yeah. So in theory, if I can get one more police coordination, we'll have cleared out communal divides. Yes. So really, we want to keep this going until we can get the next police enforcement. 29 weeks. No, not more political activism. Okay, that may have delayed that indefinitely. Because that'll be 10 either to Bharat or Muslim. And I have a tolerance for maybe 5% either way. And I gotta pick one is what it's telling me. Either way, it's 5 years. Okay. I made a problem that was going to be easy to solve really hard. Okay. So we're going to need more government bureaucracy, because I'm going to have to go up in at least another tier. And probably try to pass. Oh, home affairs, okay. Just hanging a little bit there. Domestic, please. I don't need to build everywhere. I need to build in my country. There we go. That's probably good enough. Oh, we're almost there. We shall see if we can do it. I'd rather not gain a setback right now. Yeah, let's do that. Again, because I'm not even really trying to pass this. I'm doing it to calm the faction down. Sure. And then we're gonna come over them. Okay. And yeah, so if we get the communal divides down, then we just swap around and we're like, okay, it's time to try and encourage some independence. And that's just getting these guys below 25. They're exactly at 25, just slightly annoyingly. Oh, level 5, it's 41 weeks. I'm like, 41 weeks wasn't like 28 a little while ago? Whole nother level you've got queued up there. That's what's going on. Why? Is China involved in that war as well? China is involved in that war as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's still stuck at 20. Or stuck at 25. I think we've got a decent chance when it picks up the last level of getting it down to 20, which would clear it. 17 weeks out. Definitely support more loyalists. Oh, the French are in the war. And of course the Qing are still in the war. Although I think the Qing are at the point where they're probably going to get kicked out pretty quickly. Spend some money so we don't get the reduce the success chance. Again, we don't necessarily want the caste system codified to pass, but it's calming down the movements that we're trying to get below 25% specifically. Okay, I'm gonna have to spare one of our armies to come to that down. Three weeks out. Yeah, why did my activism not decrease? Where did I get another plus 20 from? It seems like it's almost locked to 25. Oh, it can't fall below 25 on the codes. That's what's going on. This isn't it. While this is being enacted, cannot fall there. Okay, fair enough. Which means we need to pass it, is what's gonna have to go on. Yeah, so... Oh, what type... And are you counting in? So that's the question I've got going on here mentally. Movement activism, Hindu nationalist movement, the Muslim nationalist movement. So the question is the... I presume that's the... That's the Hindu one, that's the Muslim one. This is the Indian, which is different, I think. We need to get these two below 25, which I think technically imposing the caste system is going to do. As much as I don't really want to pass the caste system. The other thing to do, to make it a little bit easier to get back when we want to go back, is do health system improvements. And again, the internal problems here I don't think are too much of an issue, except for the fact that we got perpetual wars going on, apparently. Make train smash. 10% chance the character dies. It's not telling us which character, presumably this character. Which we wouldn't care if they did, or I can forbid them from going. I'll just smash at them. And if they die, they die. Social planning, so there's telephone switchboards. So if telephones were affordable, we could start to enact that. I might try brute forcing that. Well, actually, telephones are probably, I think, just worth building, so get a bunch of those being built. Okay. Oh, I don't have anything queued up after that. That was the end of my queue. Industry techs are tempting. To be intimidating to the UK to get our independence. Military techs may be useful. I'm going to lean towards the military techs for a moment. So gantry crane, floating harbor for more trade, because we'll probably have to trade them when we get independence. Ironclad in the monitor, in the self-propelled torpedo boats. Oh, that war is over. Okay. Well, the China part of that war is over, which is the important part to me. Yeah, the moment the UK stops having a obligation? Maybe an obligation. Oh, do they not have an obligation with us anymore? That might be the case. -20 for shared primary culture. Sovereignist, -50. Okay. Yeah, so we're at the point where once we sort the communal divides, we could probably demand some form of independence. Now, one thing we might run into is we might end up just being granted it soon. Reason why it feels like I'm getting less construction points. So it might be efficiency issues. Yeah, it might be efficiency issues. Okay. Or hiring apparently in Gara. Oh, this is a little expensive. Okay, so we've worked out, apparently to get the communal divides healed, I need to pass codified system, even though I really don't want to. You're opposing? Okay, that'll raise the stall chance. Okay, these are political concessions. I can use the political concessions and probably try to swing the other way later, but... Pull the civil war in our subjects. Okay, so everyone is a puppet now. The angriest ones are the ones that obviously just made a puppet, and so we should be in a pretty good standing to maybe start shrinking the subject pool a little bit more in the future. Okay, so GDP is growing pretty healthily now, although the bankruptcy wasn't great in the previous stream. You on steamships. Okay. And then obviously we want to swap the ports over to use the steamships. What changed that made you so expensive? Goods for government buildings. It's paper, paper, paper. That hasn't been too bad recently. Or more of it's going to the construction or something. It's gonna be like an ongoing forever war. Demobilize these armies because they're not helping right now. Presidency armies get renamed to Indian Army. So I'd get more state penalties from turmoil, but I'd get faster training time, and South Asian pops would become more loyalist. Do I care about the loyalists more, or... Get turmoil penalties. I actually care about the loyalists more. I'll take the loyalists. Now, that said 2% of, like, 80% of the population, so I would have expected a bigger swing, honestly. And apparently, if we're looking at the graph there, it did have a pretty big effect on radicals. Just very little on loyalists, actually. Yeah, we also want to destroy that malaria prevention. Okay, what is causing my cost to go, like, super through the roof? Is paper price trending up or something? Doesn't look like it. Just my income's taking a nosedive for whatever reason. Okay, that's a little weird. Because we lost 5% of the agriculture tax is what's going on? Maybe? Made 20% manufacturing throughput? Okay. It's very weird. And these are decently profitable. Okay. You're passed. We don't really want you passed. Is that going to finally allow these motions to drop below 25%? Oh, you're grumpy. And I guess you count as... Activism was 20% of the Muslim ones. 24, 24, 24. You're in the communist ones. That's not either of those, hopefully. Shah, I don't think counts. Burmese, I don't think counts. Like, that would make sense, but that... Should still have to check on one of them. Or has it just not checked? Ah, there we go. Just taking its sweet time checking. United in diversity, indefinitely gain bonus authority and radicalism reduction for the bottom 3 tiers. Muslim nationalist and Hindu nationalist movements receive substantial attraction bonuses. Or with equal rights comes equal responsibilities. Marching is 1 indefinitely, which is military bonuses instead of authority. I'd rather have the authority, so I'll take the authority. Okay. Now we're really just waiting for this, you know, war to end, so we can get peaceful independence. And at this point, I don't need to keep them below that low. So can I actually just immediately just turn around and go back the other way? Back the other way. Can't make up our mind, guys. Can't make up our mind. Of course, my taxes feel even worse for whatever reason. Yeah, it feels like they made the taxes worse, not better. I was expecting it to make it better. Game, why am I not allowed to have taxes? Nice combustion engine. That's probably stuff we want to be building. Sure. So the Hindu pops... Okay, no. We're don't want to piss off the... Probably what is about to be the majority religion in the country when we get our independence. Probably the primary religion in the country once we get the independence. Oh, finally, the war's going to end. In this case, it's going to be with the British losing, but it's what they get for Starting in a forever war. Okay, so we need to avoid a revolution, so we may have to back down. Because we can't let either of these break out. Which is annoying. We'd like to get affirmative action passed. Because then everyone is liked better in the country. Except for the governing portion of the country, right? The governing portion of the country happens to be the religious portion of the country, I suppose. Okay. Let's ask pretty please, can we have our independence? No, we're still apparently in the... We're in a bloody war. Of course we're in a bloody war. Okay. Mobilize quickly, put this war down, because the British aren't going to do it themselves, apparently. Because the British is not the smartest ball in the tube. Actually, to be fair, they're putting it down. I just don't have patience. I need it done now so we can try to get our peace. Now, it looks like we have a really bad funding issue, but the big problem here is actually we're sending so much to UK. So we can just get the war to end, or get our independence. Then we stop sending that to the UK, and that's not a problem anymore. Let's also build up the Navy. There we go. Basically build one big fleet. Yeah, that's going to throw the expenses up, but that'll make it even more of a problem for the British to say, yeah, we should keep control of this nation when we ask for independence. There's the peace treaty. So now I should be able to come over here and say, hey, UK, gotta be less than cordial. We'll see. This is the other alternative to them revolting. I think they're only revolting because we're actively passing it, so if we are past actively passing it, they may start to calm down again. I think I'm going to try to get this done. I need to get the enactment time to go as fast as I can. Okay, there we go. So we're getting the minus 25% from there. If I go down to low taxes, because it's the legitimate government, which isn't actually a speed buff. Although in theory, this we're going to run some loyalists, which isn't too bad. I'll just roll that way for the moment. Dragging us into another bloody war. Where is this fight happening, and why do you need military access to get to that fight? Okay. Well, I suppose this does stop me from pressing that button, which we were just able to press. Your next point is on 12th of June. Okay, so we get one more roll on trying to pass affirmative action here. So neither passes are going to back down to pressure. Okay, so we're now waiting for this to complete. Okay. I'm surprised our costs are so absurdly high. 50k shortage. Where is it all going? Doesn't quite math out right. Interest, additional expenses, which is a timed modifier. Okay, those feel bigger than they should be, but they are what they are. You don't have the ability to do local electricity industry, or not industry, electrics industry. Or I'm just really bad at finding it, and we do have one. Oh, it's because it's the one we already have. Yeah, that makes sense. Information speed's not super good, as much as I'd like to have a good car company. Yeah, if I want a good car company, that's what it is. Okay. Let's do paper then. And if I have a charter, we have a free one. Add logging companies to you as well. So that's a little bit redundant with this one. Add tooling workshops there. Let's do that. And this is probably the one I'm most likely to shut down, but we can add tobacco there in the meantime. Okay. Oh, we're gonna front with someone who is rebelling against us. Or rebelling against one of our subjects. Fair enough. Oh, I probably didn't need to mobilize both of those. Wait. Okay. So now we gotta fight them for it, because the AI doesn't want to let us go peacefully. Fair enough. So, are we peacefully achieving independence? No. Now, of course, in the lead up to the war, apparently we still pay our diplomatic pact tax. that war is over, so deploy you to down there. British likely aren't going to naval land us because we've got open fronts. Although, clearly if there's fronts, they probably will. Interesting, they've added transferred Japanese shogunate to us. Rather than actually annexation or anything like that. There's a British front over there. And I've only got 2 armies at the moment, which is a little bit of an issue. I have to split this one in half. Game? In no way is that half. Sometimes I question the game. Oh yes, let's give you 49 artillery pieces and like no infantry. No, that's not half game. Matter of security. I'll work them out. Turkish becomes obsessed with opium. I don't need the Turkish obsessed with opium. Okay, now we're a very complicated nation. Because our market is now our own for once in the game, which means things are both good and bad and up and down, and the immediate emergency problem I need to solve apparently is Merchant Marine. Drop that down to there. We're 3.8 thousand Merchant Marine short. Let's just start by building like 100 ports. Making jobs. Don't you have a port? You have a port. You shouldn't be isolated. Or did it get occupied? Because I didn't put anyone on that front down there. You might be occupied. Johor occupies half of... Okay. So I'm unable to get an independence because one of our places is occupied. One minor place is occupied, yeah. some severe shortages across the nation. Yeah. So work on the merchant marine problem first, because first of all, it's probably the quickest to fix. And it'll help us fix the other ones. We're neutral, that's fine. I'm surprised we actually care about you. Okay. Neutral, that's fine. Which one's that one? Basically just drum the taxes on these import-export tariffs. Encourage stuff to be imported. Try to cover the deficits in the meantime. We're gonna try a naval landing. Because I need to apparently liberate that to actually get independence. Tiny little toehold is enough to prevent all independence. Politically relevant, or has achieved independence. I think we're going for the achieve independence approach here. Just it won't be peacefully. Oh, we might be successfully doing a naval landing here. Oh, that might be because the British haven't come out of the woodworks to stop us yet. Actually, I need you to go put that revolt down. There we go, losing the naval landing. Does that stop the invasion? Because the boats have been chased off? No. So now I control my territory again. Yes, okay, so now we can actually win. And with that, I think that's actually a good place to put a part break in. We've gone for an hour here. We have the one nation theory in process, so in theory we should actually stay as one nation when we get independence here. Now we just need to get the Indian nation to be independent of Great Britain and fix the market. Because that market needs a fixing. I have a subvention on opium? What? Yeah, no, don't pay that much. Just sell opium, please. Yeah, that helped a bit. Yeah, I think we can balance the budget if we actually get our independence here. You're watching on YouTube. There will be another part up tomorrow, where we continue this war against England to get our independence here. And then I think we're going to see how well we can turn the economy around once we have that independence. Of course, ending independence has screwed up the GDP because there's lots of things that meant to be exported that aren't, and there's lots of things that were being imported that can't. But I think we're in a good position to potentially fix that, and arguably from a GDP... well, actually, if we get our independence, right, we also get... If we get our independence by war, we get all our stuff back from the British. Yeah, we get all our stuff back in the British. I think the British own most of our stuff. Yeah, they own 49.9% of our stuff. So suddenly India will own itself. And that's probably pretty good. And that'll also help with getting the GDP back on track. So, if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break to get up, stretch the legs, sip a little bit of tea, and then we'll be back to continue this recording. So until the next time, or until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.